So I'm Robot Warrior 369 and this is gonna be a little review for another bootleg Transformers figure. This time I'm taking a look at the BAIWEI Star Leader 1022, which is a knockoff version of the Studio Series number 44 and also number 32, since they are the exact same figure. As you can see, this is a really interesting figure because it's hard to find nowadays the original one for a good deal, since it was already sold out everywhere, leaving you only with the very expensive aftermarket prices. So if you missed the original figure like me and you are still interested in getting one, this might be a good deal for you, since it goes for something like $23 in some sites like Shows Store, Sir Toys, if you live in North America. Unfortunately, no, as you can see by the box, there is no sort of trailer or jet wing pack included, which is a bit unfortunately. However, it makes the figure a little bit cheaper. If you only want the robot, you get only the robot, you don't have to pay for the trailer as well. However, the guys who made this figure, they also made an upgrade kit, and the upgrade kit also doesn't come with a trailer, so it would be nice to have this option to buy the trailer separately, but unfortunately you can't. So this figure is a pretty not a bad copy of the original. I don't have it for comparison, however, as you can see, he looks almost identical, with some minor differences being the added flame painted, the other new flames painted in the chest windows, the shoulders, and the wheel wells in the feet. One of the biggest differences, as you can see, might have noticed already compared to the original, is that entire collar region and the neck are unpainted clear plastic, which might upset some people. However, you have to remember this is a knockoff. You aren't really promised Hasbro quality to begin with. You have to take it for what it is when buying any KO, really. Being this the Dark of the Moon version, you can keep the abdomen piece, or you can swap by the one of the SS32, which is also included. This was I couldn't get this at the first time when I got this figure. I had to do a little bit of sanding. I believe because of the paint, because of this red paint, the tabs were a little bit too thick, so I had to take a sandpaper and shave it down a little bit so the pegs would fit in. They wouldn't fit in when I got this figure for the first time. Other accessories included with this figure consists of the original two blades, included with SS05, and two clear copies of the blade included with the original SS44. They are meant to be held in the hands like traditional swords, and the ones that came with SS05, they are meant to be used like stabbing weapons, and they are really cool. I think they look better than the ones of the SS44 because they are held in the hands. However, the arm guards wrap around the swords, making like they are actually coming from his arm like in the movie, and I really like the look of this because it looks like they are actually coming out from his forearm and not he's holding the swords from behind like it looked like with SS05. Another accessory that the figure came was a masked face, which looks okay. However, I can't fit this face in my figure because the head doesn't want to come apart. I think it's glued. I cannot swap the faces. It's stuck with the masked face. You can also give this figure some guns. However, you have to buy an upgrade kit with which I don't have. Those are not the guns from that I'm showing in the video. It's not the guns that came with the upgrade kit. Those are the guns that came with the upgrade kit meant for the SS05, made for BAIWEI. They are a little bit oversized, but they don't look too bad. And speaking about that SS05, here's a comparison between the two. You can see there is a significant difference in what concerns the chest design, and the backpack is a lot more trying to be screen accurate. Is a really nice improvement over the original one. As you can see, those figures haven't been upscaled, oversized, or anything else. They are the exactly same size as the original figures. The SS44 version is a little bit taller, which is a good thing because SS05, in my opinion, is a little way too short for a Voyager class figure. Next, figures like Deluxe Class Bumblebee and Deluxe Class Ratchet, he looks alright, but if you put him next to figures like Megatron or Sentinel Prime, he looks a little bit too small. So good thing good thing that Hasbro made the figure a little bit taller, a little bit more fitting with the scale of the SS line. Articulation for this figure is pretty good. He has plenty of. It's about the same articulation you get with SO5. My figure unfortunately has a little bit of looseness in the arm and in, however, is fixable because it's on a screw. You can just, if you can't manage to just tighten up the screw, you can completely disassemble it and maybe try adding some super glue or floor polish in there to tighten up the joint. Transformation is the exact same as the SS44. However, there is a little new step in this figure, which is the wheel arches. They do collapse in for the robot mode, and you have to unfold him for truck mode, which is a really nice detail which they added in this figure, because the original SS44 was excuse me, was lacking. So good thing they added this in here. However, there's also a downside on this, because the hinge joint in the wheel wells that moves up and down did replace a connection port which was meant to combine this with Jetfire. So if you happen to have leader class Jetfire, you might have a little bit of trouble combining the two together, because it's missing that port in the leg. It was being replaced by the new joint for the additional transformation component. Transformation is also very similar to the SS05, however there are some new tweaks and twists which make the robot mode more accurate. They accomplish a lot of the things that SS05 did with a more complex transformation, which makes for a good looking robot. However, the truck has suffered a little bit. There are more keyboard in the robot mode, in the truck mode, which should have been managed better. And a little notice to take here is that on my figure, the front grid section had broke. It had a little clip which was supposed to hold the front of the grill together. Mine got stuck, and the first time I transformed it, I couldn't separate the grill again, so I ended up breaking the tab. However, I managed to make the grill fit together by thickening with super glue that little part of the clip which did remain in there, so it still leaves a little bit of a gap, but it's not as bad as having a broken figure. This is a little thing to take notice. If you have this figure, you might end up breaking the clip that holds the front grill together, so be careful. Truck mode is almost exactly the same as the SS44. However, it is missing a little bit of paint application in the flames at the sides, and I would like to have seen the yellow fade on the nose of the truck. However, I'm okay without it. I mean, the original SS32 didn't have it, neither had the regular SS05, so it's not really mandatory. Um, Also, you have the longer smokestacks, which they did added. The original have much shorter ones because Hasbro have to adhere by the safety measurements for the safety standards, and they had to make the smokestacks much shorter. However, in this KO, they are the length they are supposed to be, and they look much better than the original. So that's it. That was my review for this figure. It actually is really nice and do recommend it. However, if you never got the figure and you wanna try this mold, this is I would recommend this. You wanna try it for very cheap, is a nice deal. However, if you already has the original, there is no point in buying this figure. The original has much better quality. The paint on the original is more consistent. This one it looks a little bit weird because, as you see, the neck isn't painted. The gray in the ties don't match the gray with the rest of the gray in the ties, and the gray in the uh, in the abs. They don't match the rest of the gray plastic in the figure, which looks a little bit ugly if you have noticed it. However, he's not bad. He's not bad for a KO, and I'm really excited to see what this company may do in the future, because they're now making a Sentinel Prime, which looks pretty good because they managed to fit in the accessory of the another oversized knockoff Sentinel Prime, like the cape and the shield, the bigger sword that came with the oversized one, and the upgrade kit, so you can have a much more accurate Sentinel Prime looking. However, I don't know if I get in that one because I already have the original. However, if they decide to make a Dark of the Moon Megatron or maybe Ironhide, that would be really good, because those are also figures that need to be reissued, but Hasbro is not reissuing them. I mean, they are reissuing Ironhide and this Optimus Prime. They are actually reissuing Optimus twice. One is with Ironhide in the 50th anniversary pack, so if you don't want to buy the bootleg, you can get that one, or you can get the Buzzworthy one, which comes with the trailer and the Jetwing pack, or you can buy this one for cheap like me if you are broke. So yeah, this was my review for the KO SS44 Optimus Prime. I see you in a possible next video. Goodbye.